Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Dying to DIY. It's me, Camaro, and you are here for day 17 of the 25 days of Christmas DIYs. This project is inspired by something I saw on Target's website. It was originally $106 and they had it on sale for $64 almost, and I was just like, oh my gosh, no way, like I could totally make that for cheaper. So that's exactly what I did. I just put my own spin on it. And here's a screenshot of, what I took inspiration from. I am really excited with how mine turned out, so I cannot wait to share them with you guys. So let's get right to it. To start off, I took two of these frames from Dollar Tree. They're already in the triangular shape that we want, so these were perfect. And then I am just taking some dark walnut stain. I stained this first one with a dark walnut stain, and I was just like, oh, it's kind of like way too dark for what I was envisioning. But I continued with it anyways, so I just stained the front of it and then also the sides, leaving the inset frame just as is in its original form. And for the second frame, I used this antique finishing wax. This is from Walmart, and I did the same exact thing. I did the front and the sides, and then leaving the inset frame the same. This is more of the color that I was going for. I wanted it like a darker wood color, but not like extremely dark. But I am really happy that I did the frames in the two different colors because I like the way that it turned out. They have a contrast between each other. So it all worked out in the end. And here you can see both of the frames together and see the differences in the colors. One is, much darker than the other, but I still, like I said, they do work well together. So once I had those stained, I took my drill and I am drilling a small little hole on the bottom right corner of each of those frames. Not super large, not really small. I wish I knew the exact size, but here is a visual for reference. This is where our little fairy lights are going to go in a few steps down the line here. So once I had my hole drilled, I am taking a small flat screwdriver, flathead, and then my razor blade, my X-Acto knife actually, and I'm just prying off the back so that way I can make the back, in the color that I need it to be, because I almost spaced this. I was going to leave the frame, the backs the way that they looked, and I was like, oh, that's not going to be very good. So I pried off the backs, and then I'm taking a piece of sandpaper and sanding down just the mess of the paper residue and all that good stuff, sanding down the background as well so I have a nice flat surface to work on. And then I am taking some plain white cardstock and I'm just cutting that to fit on the background, like the backing of that frame. And once I had that cut, I just took an Elmer's glue stick and I applied a pretty good thick layer onto the backing, and then I am just placing that cardstock down into place. After that, because I had covered that hole that I just previously drilled, I just took my embossing tool and poked a hole right through the cardstock, through the back of that frame, just to remake that hole again. Next, I am just taking my hot glue gun and I'm going to glue along the edges of the frame and just place that backing down into place. And here is what it was looking like once I had all those steps finished. So once I had the back on, I am just taking these fairy lights from Amazon and I'm just starting by stringing them into the frame. So I'm starting from the back where that, that hole that I made. So from back to front, and then I'm just leaving a little bit of excess outside of the back. And then I'm going to start gluing all the way around the frame until there's no more fairy lights left to glue. And real fast, while this is playing out, I just want to mention that whatever I'm doing to this frame, I'm also doing to the other frame. I'm just doing it off camera for you guys because they are the exact same steps. So, but I'm doing it to both of them simultaneously. And here you can see what the frame was looking like once I was done gluing the fairy lights. And also to mention, I did glue the fairy lights more towards the back of the frame rather than the front edge. You want them as close to the back as possible. Next, I just went to my Cricut machine and I printed out these really cute little designs. They're Christmassy, you got some little florals, and then we got a little Santa hat with some snowflakes and such. And then I just need to cut these to fit into that frame, and unfortunately my measurements were not correct, so the cuts that I had already made with my Cricut machine, they were just a little bit too big, so I just took my cutting mat, straight edge, and X-Acto knife and just kind of trimmed off some of those sides. So that way the little design that I printed is going to fit nicely onto the inset of that frame. And once I was able to kind of size it accordingly and it was going to fit into that frame, I'm just taking my hot glue gun and gluing that down into place. So I'm going more towards the rim of that frame, but still a little ways back. You still want it to have like a lip around where the white design is being glued into. So you still want to see some of the natural looking frame once you glue everything down into place. Alright, so my last step was to just glue the battery box down so that way it's not dangling and it's not in the way of anything. And that was it. Here is how they turned out. Oh my goodness, I am obsessed. I love these ones so much. Another one of my top favorite projects that I've created so far for the 25 days of Christmas. I absolutely love these ones. You know, I'm so happy that I found that inspiration from Target and then just kind of like ran with it and made my own little project out of them. So I really love these. Hopefully you guys do too, and let me know what you think about them down below. Look at how cute they are with the lights. I love the design. I mean, they're definitely not perfect. They could be a lot better. I think that's like the perfectionist in me. It really took a hot minute for me to get these the way that they are, and I was like getting frustrated, but I was like, they're fine, what are you freaking out about? But I'm just too much of a perfectionist sometimes. But I am really happy with the way that they turned out, so let me know all about it down below in my comment section. And that's really all I have for you guys. But before you go, stick around just a little bit longer and I will show you some of the other projects that I have created so far for the 25 days of Christmas DIYs. This is the project that I created yesterday, and I am totally in love with this one. Definitely my favorite so far. I just love that clean look with the white and the walnut colors. And you have the lights at the bottom, adorable. And here was the one for the day before. Very, very cute, very whimsical looking. My mom has already called dibs on this one, so she's gonna get that project. And this was another one of my favorites. I mean, look how cute he is, how sweet, with the little golden balloon like ornaments, you know what I mean? And then here's all the rest of the stuff that I have created for the previous days. Oh my goodness, I am overflowing with projects, you guys. I'm like running out of space for them. Like, I have no idea where I'm gonna put everything. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for being here, spending your time with me, and I would love for you to join the Dying to DIY fam if you have not already done so. So hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 18. All right, bye.